About Syria, after Aleppo, it looks like the opposition forces are moving southward toward other important cities in Syria, like Homs and Hama. And is your position is changing because the thing is evaluating to something or evolving to something bigger, it seems? Do you have any communication at this phase with the opposition forces or through your Turkish allies on the developments in Syria?
I mean, we're certainly monitoring the situation closely. Again, the U.S. has no role in what's happening right now in terms of northwestern Syria and the HTS and their operations and the Syrian regime. I mean, again, as you know, the Syrian civil war has been going on for a while. This is a new development in that war. But again, we're monitoring closely, very aware of the destabilizing effect. As we've said earlier, we call on all parties to de-escalate to ensure the protection of minorities groups in the region. We don't want to see more death and destruction in that regard. But again, we're no involvement by the U.S. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. On Syria, an SDF spokesperson said that ISIS is claiming to have control over significant portions of the Homs and Deir ez-Zor regions. Does that match your assessment? Is ISIS gaining ground? And can you give us any update on the success that American counterterror forces are having or not having in the area?
To my knowledge, I'm not aware of ISIS taking any type of, taking significant territory. We do know that ISIS does maintain a capability for obvious reasons, which is why we're there. We do see them continuing to plan and conduct attacks, which again is why we're there, working with the SDF, which is also supporting counter ISIS operations. So it's a threat we obviously have to take seriously. Because what we don't want to see is a resurgence, back to what we saw a decade ago. So I'll just leave it there. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you, General. Have you, have your colleagues have any more deconfliction conversations with the Russians in Syria?
I don't have anything to read out on that front. Yeah.
Okay, but then a few days ago you said that an A-10 had been used in close combat or at least close protection. That came out a few days later. Do we have any more information about an A-10 being used in the ground operations that are being conducted by the SDF?
I answered this question on Tuesday, which is why I'm looking confused. So an A-10 conducted a self-defense strike near MSS Euphrates when some individuals were establishing a rocket rail. The A-10s went in, took it out, period, dot. Self-defense, not in support of any kind of, operations by any other groups that are going on. This is defending our forces. Right. That simple.
But I was asking since then.
No, I'm not aware of anything. Thanks.